So the degree to which the quality characteristics are purposely designed into the product or service is what it is defined as the quality of design. That means if the software encompasses the requirement specifications and design of the system, that means the quality of design is being fulfilled in terms of characteristics which are already stated in the design. See, if you remember the earlier classes or lectures, what was the complete life cycle? It was, first of all, we gather the requirements of the customer. With the help of requirements, what we do? We design a SRS. On the basis of SRS, what we do? We design the software. So here we are talking about this point, that is, in the design, all the characteristics of all the features of SRS should be included in the design. If all these specifications are included in the design of the product or service, then it is stated as the quality of design. That means the design is of quality, right? Then if you remember, after design, what we do? We code, that is, we implement. We code or we implement, right? So when we code, it is on the basis of the design. That means whatever design we have prepared, whatever layout we have prepared, it is going to design on the basis, it is going to code in a particular language with the help of this particular design. So the degree to which the product or service design specifications are met is called as quality of conformance. That means here we focus on the implementation. Here we were focusing on design. Here we are going to focus on the implementation or the coding part, right? Now here we say that if the implementation follows the design, the resulting system meets the requirement and performance goal, then it is termed to be as quality of conformance. That means we are confirming that all the quality features, all the features which were stated in SRS are being implemented in the software, and it is going to perform all the features and it is going to perform all the functions. So that here, this is the way we define the quality in detail. Now, we are going to talk about the attributes of software quality. This you are all aware of. What are the different attributes of software quality? We define it in terms of external quality and internal quality. Now, what are those? They are first as the functional suitability. Now, when I say functional suitability, I mean to say all the functionalities should be included. That means completeness of the functions in the software. That means none of the function should be omitted out. That means it should not be incomplete, it should be complete. Second, whatever the functions are included in the software, it should be correct, right? It is not only about the completeness, but also about the correctness. And then we talk about the appropriateness. That means the function are defined in the correct way, but we have to make sure that the functions which are included in the software are the ones which are needed by the user or needed by the customer, right? Next is efficiency or performance. This is again a quality attribute. Now, efficiency and performance can be defined in different ways and in many ways, right? We can talk about the resource utilization. We can talk about the capacity. We can talk about the time behavior. That means what is the response time, how less the response time is of that particular software, and how well it perform all the functions. Next one is called as the compatibility. Now, compatibility is coexistence or interoperability. Basically, interoperability defines what? Interoperability means how well the system or the application or the software can run on different hardware, right? Next is usability. Now, usability is going to define again in many ways, such as how well you can learn the software, how easy it is to operate, how appropriate it is, how easy it is to access the software, how we are protecting the user errors, or how we are going to react on the user errors, right? All these interface, all these are coming in usability. Next one is termed as the reliability. Now, reliability is being defined as the mainly fault tolerance. That means how robust or how reliable is our software, how well it can recover from the fault or from the failure. So that defines the maturity level of the software. So that is what the reliability is. Next, we have security. Security, we talk in many terms. Example, the confidentiality, how confidential we can work in the software. Integrity, it is going to maintain the integrity of the data. Non-repudiation, authenticity, we always check the authenticity of the software. All these are the features of security. Next one is maintainability. Maintainability is how well you can analyze or modify or test the software in future, and how modular and reusable it is. Why we are talking about modularity and reusability? Because when we talk about maintenance, then it should be easy to add on, to update the software or add the different modules to the software in the running condition only. So that defines the usability and reusability and modularity. So it is easy if this is reusable code is there. Next, we have portability. Portability defines the installability, how well you can install the software on different hardwares, adaptability, and replaceability. So all these are what? These are the different attributes of software quality, which you are well aware of. Now we talk about the software quality assurance. What is this software quality assurance? One more term is added here, assurance. Assurance means we are ensuring that all the features, all the quality features are added in the software. Now, we can also call this particular software quality assurance as SQA, right? So here I'm going to use the term SQA. It is a planned and systematic pattern of all actions that are necessary to provide adequate confidence that the product conforms to established technical requirements. That means this is a planned or systematic pattern of actions which is going to make you confident that the product is going to include all the technical requirements which are established in the SRS, right? So that is what software quality assurance. That means you are, with the help of different procedures and plans and actions, you are going to assure or ensure that all the quality features are added and the product is going to include all these requirements which are going to state as the requirements of the user or the customer, right? So basically when we define the quality, the right way of defining the quality is, first of all, we define the standards, right? First of all, we define the standards. On the basis of these standards, we design a plan. Plan is a set of action that we need to perform a particular task, right? So we are not going to abruptly decide a plan, but we are going to plan according to the standards. Then this plan will be including certain procedures or process, right? It is going to include certain process, and again all the process which we are using will be including certain standards. It is going to establish all the standards in the process, and then finally we get the product. So basically what I'm trying to say here is the quality product is based on the quality plan and quality process. That means if we say that the product should meet all the standards, then the plan and the process which are going to be used for designing the product should be using all these standards which are needed, right? Only then the product will be a quality product. Okay. So now let's see how the software quality evolution took place, right? So when we talk about the evolution of software quality, see there are two paradigms here. This is called as the quality assurance. Now we will see what are the different, we have talked about, you see, we have talked about planned actions, planned and systematic pattern of actions. Now, what are these actions? Planned actions. These are different processes. What are these? They are firstly the inspection takes place, then the quality control is taken place, then the quality assurance is defined, and lastly the quality, total quality management is included. So this is the process which is moving in this direction. That means inspection, quality control, quality assurance, and the total quality management. Now you see the paradigm of quality moves, that is, if we want the assurance of quality in the product, that will be based on the process of quality of process, right? It is not two different things. Rather, I would say that for the quality product, we need the quality process. So to ensure all the quality processes, we are going to use these particular plan of actions. Right now, we'll see what is this inspection, what is this, quality assurance, quality control. See here, what is inspection? What does it do? Inspection is a process in which we are going to try to find and fix the mistakes. Okay, we are going to find and fix the mistakes. So this is a point where inspection is defined. Then we have quality control. Now, quality control is going to do what? It is going to provide the same process. That is, it is going to define the operational techniques to make inspection more efficient to reduce the cost of quality. That means in inspection, we are inspecting the product and we are going to make this process easier with the help of quality control. Okay. Next is quality assurance. Quality assurance, what does it do? It is a, see, this particular quality control and quality inspection was the detection process. Here we are going to find and fix the mistakes. But quality assurance and total quality management is a next level, and it is a prevention method, preventive approach. Why? Because this is trying to find and fix the problem, and it is trying that no defect is there in the source. That is, it is going to ensure that the product is of zero defects. So it is a preventive approach, while these two are the detection approach. That is why it is called as, if this is a prevention approach, then we can call it as proactive approach. That means we are proactively taking part and we are making sure that there is no error. And here we are using the reactive approach. That means we are going to find the errors and going to fix the errors. So this is reactive and this is proactive. So these are the quality assurance points. Now, when we see the evolution of software, we define it as the type of quality, the process quality, software quality in terms of internal, software quality in terms of external, and finally the software quality, that is the software which is in use, the final use. So what do we measure? In the process, we measure the software processes. In software quality internal terms, we measure the code. In software quality external, we measure the product. And here we are going to measure the usability of the product. Next, how do we measure the processes? We measure these processes through CMM, that is Capability Maturity Model, Assessment Model. This we are going to study in next lecture. Then how do we measure the code? Through white box testing. Again, we are going to learn this in next unit, that is testing unit. Product, how do we measure the product? Through black box testing. And how do we measure the quality of the software in use? Through testing, through logging in, through heuristic approach, etc. Again, who measures this process quality? The CMMM company measures this. The internal quality is measured by programmer. The external quality is measured by tester, and the quality of the software, complete quality in use, is measured by the end user. So this is how we move towards the what type of quality we are facing, how do we measure it, what do we measure, and who measures it, right? Now moving forward, we are going to see the difference between the quality control and the quality assurance. This is a question which is normally asked in 2 marks. So what is the difference between quality assurance and quality control? We have already seen. Assurance is what? It is a managing tool. We are going to manage that no if defects are there, while quality control is a corrective tool, right? It is a preventive tool and it is a corrective tool. You can also call it as preventive tool. This is process oriented. We are going to meet the quality of the process, while this is product oriented. This is a proactive approach because we are going to move towards the prevention of errors. And this is a reactive strategy because we are going to correct the errors which are being found. So prevention of defects and detection of defects. Now, whose responsibility is about the quality assurance? It's everyone's responsibility. And here the testing team is responsible for the quality control. In this, it is performed in parallel with the project. That means there is no one or single phase in which quality assurance is done. It is done parallelly with the complete project. While this particular quality control is applied in the product, or when the product is ready in the final terms, right? So I think you must have understood this particular part, what is quality. Now, talking about the next thing, that is the difference between the verification and validation. What is the difference between verification and validation? We have already seen, but we will see it in detail. That is, verification is, are we building the software which is right? Are we building the software in a right manner? That is the verification. Verification is a static testing and it does not include this execution of code. That is why it is called as static testing, right? What are the methods we are using for verification? We use reviews, walkthroughs, inspections, test checking, etc. Right? Here we are not going to execute the code and find the errors. We are going to verify it only whether we are building the software in the right manner. Now, when we talk about validation, validation is what? Are we building the right software? It is a dynamic testing and it is done with the execution of the code. And what are the methods used for validation is black box, white box, non-functional testing, etc., etc. Right. Now, we see, first of all, one more thing I want to tell you, that is verification is the process that is done before the validation process. Okay, so verification is done at the earlier stages and validation is done at the later stages. This is done at the earlier stages while validation is done at the later stages after verification takes place. See, coding is there. We talk about the detailed design, preliminary design, software requirement, and statement of need. In unit testing, we are going to verify. In integration testing, we are going to verify. In system testing, we are going to validate. And in operational and maintenance also, we are going to validate. So this will become more clear when we study the testing part. So we will take over this particular part in the testing phase. Okay. So I think you must have understood all these factors of quality. So thank you very much.